Looks like it worked.
All right, we are on. We are live. Let's get some notices posted for people.
Yeah.
Let's see you all watching here real soon.
So let's see.
All right, phone's going ba-bing, ba-bing. Computer's going ba-bing, ba-bing. We are live, everyone. So far, one person is watching. Get it up, get it up, get it up, everybody.
Yeah, feel free to share. Share. Last night I sang a version of, how do I explain it? I sang a version of being excited for late night craft talk, and it was kind of funny.
Does this mean we're on the beginnings of having our own theme song? Oopsie doodles. Don't set something on the keyboard.
Oh my lordy. That's funny.
How dare that person set something on the keyboard?
That was just terrible. I mean,
I know. Almost gave away the surprise.
I know. That's just craziness. I need to say this is something else. Let's see. Closing this, moving this. Interesting. Well, that's why it's not working. But okay.
And shared. Okay. Banter back and forth. We are 6 minutes out from our live show, everybody.
And everyone, share it all.
People watching so far. Be sure to let us know who you are, where you're from.
Is anyone responding? I haven't looked at it yet.
Trying to get a feed up right now. Facebook's new layout, it's like, it's hard to get it. You get something up and all of a sudden it's like, no. Let me try something else here. Kind of a new setup for me here at the home office, the home studio.
Studio a la James.
Call my command and control center when I take over the world. All right, let's see if we get this up there. I'm gonna get another screen going
here. I don't have any eye drops here.
Need some more ice in there?
Yes, please, ice.
Are you filming a commercial for an eye drop right during the show?
Yes, I am.
You are multitasking. I hope you get that done by 10 o'clock because we're only 5 minutes out.
I know right now, was it? Oh my gosh, 5 minutes out.
5 minutes out. Well, go ahead, film your commercial there. Do you want me to voice it over for you?
I was just saying that eye drops, they make your eyes not dry.
Let me see if I can sing that for you. Eye drops that make your eyes not dry.
Yeah.
Only Quarantinos.
Yeah. Oh, my eyes are dry. Blinky, blinky.
How dry are your eyes, Savea?
They're so dry. I need to put water drops in them.
Get the eye dropper thingies. Make your eyes not dry from Quarantinos. We're developing something here.
I know, it's starting to it's happening. Aloha, Maya.
Hello, Maya. We got other people watching. Let us know who you are, where you're from.
Aloha. Late Night Craft Talk. You know what? Actually, this name has really grown on me.
Which one, Maya?
Late Night Craft Talk.
Okay, because we can't rename the show Maya.
I know it's a little late for that, but
Maya, I think it's really cool, but it's kind of like not telling what the show's about.
Let's see. Join us. Watching.
Still sharing. I'm eating cookies. That's what you hear. Carolyn Blackwood's on. Hello, Carolyn. Happy Friday from Fallbrook. I can tell that Carolyn's autocorrect is active because it says Happy Friday from Fallbrook.
Yay, Friday!
Remember, Carolyn, it's that evil autocorrect.
I know it's so hot. Laura, I know you're on mute, but I just tagged you on my timeline so you can get the link if you haven't found it yet. So I thought I'd let you know. Oops.
Maya says, OMG, San Diego is fuego. It is hot, on fire.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's so hot. I wish that every time I would click back and forth, it wouldn't just like reset. Reset. Huh?
That sounds like a technical snafu.
I know. It's annoying. Actually, it's probably a Facebook issue too, because like if your whole thing is muted, it unmutes it for you.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
That's annoying. Oh my gosh, it's too.
You might get an echo.
We don't get echoes on our show at all or ever.
Mm-mm. Didn't happen twice.
Ever.
Matter of fact, let me try this. I got a trick I used to do, a party trick with my voice here. All hands on ship. This is not a drill. How'd that work?
I don't know.
I will just stick with the technical echoes.
Yeah, I think that's.
I'll quit trying to fake a mistake because I'm just too good at messing up.
Yeah, I think you gotta just.
Yeah, the professional of the professionals.
Yeah.
Maya says this show makes my Friday fantastic now. Awesome, Maya. Just for that, we just may name it the show after you.
We are doing really good right now.
It's Late Night Maya. It's.
Oh my gosh, it's almost time.
Maya talk.
I can't even see what time it is. My glasses are like, it's not.
It is almost time. We're about a minute out. All I know is Vivian must have finally made her camping trip. I don't see her watching.
Oh my gosh, really?
She's not on here. She may be on her camping trip finally.
Wow.
Carolyn's here. Maya, who else is watching? Let us know who you are. I know that we had one of our regular viewers, Nancy McCleskey. I actually had her visit a Boy Scout Venture Crew, which is a bunch of kids do high adventure trips that I am adult advisor for, and she was our guest speaker that night.
That's cool.
Jennifer says, hi, Savay and James. Hello, Jennifer.
Aww. Okay, are you ready? You want to start it?
I'm thinking we're probably ready. So shall we count down?
Let's go for it.
All right, everybody. Count down with us. 10.
10, 9,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Let's go.
Welcome to a turbocharged all guys episode of Late Night Craft Talk with revving engines, big explosions, and a monster truck with the Batman logo. Late Night Craft Talk is hosted by James and Savea's cousin Mark. You'll go wow from a big kapow from tonight's episode. Let's get started. And hello, everybody. Welcome to All Guys Late Night Craft Talk. Here with my co-host, Savea's cousin Mark. Except I should be pointing probably this way, according to my point of view. Last week, it was all girls hosting the show. It just happened to work out. It was awesome. But Savea and I were talking. We decided You know what? Let's give James a chance and have an all guys turbo version of Late Night Craft Talk. Right? Mark, what happened to your mustache? You shave. Mark is so awesome. The Mark can shave and grow the mustache back that quick just by putting it back on. Right, Mark? How you doing? Let me hear.
I'm doing okay.
Mark is the man's man. Testosterone filled awesomeness. Mark, if Mark were an engine, he'd be a 454.
Wow.
10 cylinders too.
Cool.
Well, actually 10. All right. So with this ultimate guys turbo version of Late Night Craft Talk, Mark, you do look a lot like Savea. Well, Mark, I see that your mustache and your goatee is interchangeable and clip-on or tape.
Yes.
That's awesome. All right. You ready, Mark, to do some guy stuff for tonight's show?
Yeah, guy stuff.
All right. You sure you're not Savea? You look a lot. The family resemblance is uncanny. All right.
They
So,
think that we
let's
look
do the most guy thing there is according to the guy card. Let's break out those rainbow unicorn plush toys. You got your Mark?
I don't have any rainbow thing. All I have is this thing from Savea's desk.
I don't know why Savea has it because there's nothing more manly than a plush unicorn with rainbow unicorn. Yeah, it's on the man card, Mark. Don't you have it?
No, it's not.
It is on the man card. Let me show you.
No. You just made it
I have proof. Hold on.
made it up. I don't believe you.
It is. Just look at this. Whoops, wrong one. Got to go there. There it is on the man card. See?
I don't see rainbow
Man
unicorn.
card says this must be accompanied by our plush rainbow unicorn.
I think you just
right there in the
added
print.
that in. You just must have added that in because that's not manly.
Well, it's on my man card. It's right there in my wallet. Mark, what's going on, Mark? Because that's handed out to every guy that graduates from NASCAR Academy.
Let's talk about cars.
We do, but we have to bring up the unicorns first. It's part of the.
I have one here.
Are you sure you're not Savea? Because you're kind of acting weird, Mark.
No,
I mean, I've hung with Sam Elliott and
unicorn.
got the unicorn in the bar right off the bat, and we start playing My Little Pony.
No.
No, Mark. Okay, well, Mark.
Let's talk
Well,
about
we're doing that. Why don't you go ahead and tell us how you changed your oil this morning on your own truck?
So I didn't change my oil this morning. I had actually, as soon as I pull my car in, it is automatically set up where it has oil change done every day automatically. So it never ever has old oil. It's always new oil.
Mark, you lost your goatee again. Are you sure you're not Savea trying to like?
No, I'm not Savea.
We're gonna Lance audience. We're gonna take a little break right quick, and I'm gonna have a little chat with Savea Mark because I'm not quite sure. So with that, we'll be right back as soon as I push some buttons and make things happen. Hold on, lots of buttons to push. And we go back to the man card. We'll be right back, folks. It's time for Late Night Craft Talk with hosts Abea Kamori Yang and James Hermes. This week's special guest, Laura Lundy from Slipped Stitch Studios. Tonight, you'll exhaust so much breath from laughing that this show might as well be considered a buoyancy aid flotation device. It's time to start the show. So, Savea,
Yeah,
why is your camera muted?
because
Did Mark leave the room?
yes.
Yes, I see you're from another location.
Yeah.
I had talked that we could have, there was, you and Christy in the Eto last week with Betty. I didn't say Kathy. And you were like, we were talking, I'm like, we should have a guy's version. You're like, yeah. And then you talked about your cousin Mark. I finally met Mark for the first time here right after that opening. And I'm like, Savannah, I think that was you.
No, not at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
No.
we have an awkward moment on live on the air right now with our group. So I think let's just get on to business. Savannah, I'm holding a grudge.
Okay, so
What's going on with Dancing Bear?
this week in Dancing Bear, we actually have been getting in a lot of really cool product. We have a bunch of puzzles that we got in. We are starting to, next week we're getting a whole bunch of diamond dot kits that are new. Those are awesome. And we're starting to work on getting some of our new stuff and stuff. A lot of our stuff we're working on getting it online. So make sure that you keep an eye out for that. The other thing that we've been selling, which is really cool, is you know how everyone's wearing the masks? We are making kits for mask chains. So you can have a beaded mask chain. And that's pretty cool. So then you won't lose your mask because everyone seems to be losing them all over the floor everywhere because I see them everywhere on the floor when I'm out in the parking lot, But so hey, James, how's it been for you this week?
Oi. A lot of pre-orders of these kits I keep on talking about that want to get out. They're a lot of work this week. I've got them. It's easy to do the parts, but it's all the illustrations for the kits as well as doing the videos. I was filming a video for these little those little flat French wrap medicine wheels. I did a live one on Facebook for the heck of it yesterday, but I've been doing the video for that, and then you got to do the voiceovers and do the written illustrations, and it is a lot of work. But I don't want to do a video and make it rushed or find out I did the illustrations wrong, the instructions, because I still got to do one for feather fans. Oh, got a couple other things, arrows, and it's I want the kits. I want to have them like the best I got, no revisions because something got mixed up. So, and it takes time. And it's worth it, but I've gotten a lot of pre-orders on some stuff that I've got to get out. So I'm rushing out a couple other kits. And, anyway, it's happening. I love everybody's support, but like I said, I'm getting these out, so I can only have to release it once, not revise it, because only my best, no matter what. And that's what's going on with Delcrack.
Cool.
Mark,
what are you talking about? It's so weird how you keep saying I'm Mark and I'm not. So I don't know what's going on with
ladies
you.
and gentlemen, tonight the truth will be revealed. Savea is two people. I think it's Mark pretending to be Savea. That's what I think's been on. This is show number 17 for us, and I think I'm catching on. All right, with that, tonight we're actually going to bring our guest tonight, Laura Lundy, a little bit early because she does knitting. And I got the word right because I forgot I used crochet earlier in a rehearsal, and I got it right this time. But anyway, she actually does some knitting, and Savannah and I do not know much about knitting. I don't pretty much nothing.
I know how to crochet a little bit. I'm not very good at it, but maybe Laura can convince me to start knitting instead of crocheting.
Yep. So we're going to ask Laura to come out just a little bit early, and Laura's going to give us a quick overview on how to do knitting. And then Savannah and I are both going to knit a project during the show. And toward the end of the show, we're going to reveal what we knit.
Yes.
So we're learning a little bit. So Laura, can you come on out?
Laura, come out wherever you are.
All right, there's Laura. Okay. Laura, I have the graphic up. You're ready for it, but you want to give us a little quick overview?
Am I late? This is Laura. This is Larry. We're doing the man show thing right now.
Mark's gonna love it. But now I'm confused. Are you Laura or Larry?
I'm Larry right now. No, I'm Laura. No, I'm Larry. No, I'm Laura. No, I'm Larry.
I don't know what is what. I need to hug my best unicorn. This is Rambo Sprinkles. Seriously, I named this Rambo Sprinkles. Rambo Sprinkles, tell me what's up in the world. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to give us a quick overview on how to either change oil, Larry, or knit there, Laura?
Crochet with the needles.
Yeah. Did you have a
because I'm at knit.
Did you have the infographic that I sent over?
Yes, let me get it up for you right quick. So let me.
I'm going to teach everybody how to knit real simple 4 easy steps. Okay.
Okay.
Real.
Here's
simple.
the graphic.
Yes. And I'm going to go right here, okay? So first, we're going to stab it. Then we're going to strangle it. And then we're going to scoop out the guts. And we're just going to toss it right off the cliff.
Larry, you talk about knitting awesome.
Huh. Okay.
Men
This
knit,
is
by
not
the
gonna go
way,
tonight.
and it's a noble craft. So don't hate.
Understood.
Okay. So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try.
All right. Stab it.
I have my knitting needles, which are these tiki drink stirrers.
You know, those can work. Those are like a size 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I have some. Actually, I have some rainbow rainbow satin cord.
This is going to be amazing. I'm excited for this.
I think you guys can be very impressed with my project. I have a
can't
really
even
good
wait.
project in mind.
All
What
right.
James,
Let me show,
What do you
shall I
got?
show
What do
what I'm
you
working
got?
with.
Show me.
All right. To do this, I'm going Turbo Max Extreme. Hold on, I need to turn off something. Okay. I'm using 2 deer antler as my needles.
I like the natural. Very awesome.
All
Okay.
natural on this one,
Yeah.
without streaking. And I'm going to use as my material, instead of yarn, I'm using strands of deer rawhide that I normally strand for drums and rope.
This is amazing. So are you doing like an intarsia? You're going to weave one in with the other and kind of have like different stripes maybe? Or are you going to have patterns cut in with the rope throughout the deer rawhide?
Yes, and I will amaze.
Oh, I can't wait.
making a lot of
This is gonna be
knots right now.
You could
I don't know
probably
what
do
you
3
said,
or 4
but
at a
all I
time.
know is I want to make something awesome. So
I can't wait.
I'm going to
This
get
is
started.
amazing. This is the most extreme knitting I've ever seen in my life, and
Oh, yeah.
I endorse this completely. This is good.
Mark's going to say, wow.
I need a project bag for you.
Okay.
All right. So with this, now that Laura's done this, now we're going to officially go into the interview while Sylvia and I knit our projects this evening.
We're gonna knit our projects while we're working on your interview.
Yep.
Totally possible.
So let me go ahead and let's do the official announcement. Let's say, ladies and gentlemen, here is tonight's guest. Special guest, Laura Lundy from Slip Stitch Studios. Now the graphic, pull it up. I'll do it again. Special guest, Laura Lundy from Slip Stitch Studios.
Yay.
All right. So, Sylvia, you want to do the first question while I'm
Yeah, so how did you start your business? Like, how did you start your whole, how did this world start for you?
Well, it was a long time ago, back in the 2008 recession. What do we call that? I don't even know.
the Great Recession.
Yeah. No, basically I was working in finance, and I was pregnant with my daughter. And when I had her, I had a situation where it was kind of like let go on maternity leave. Yay. And then it was kind of like trying to get a job back at that time. They wanted to pay so much less, and it was so silly because then I had a kid, and you want to get like daycare for your child and then only get paid like $1 or $2 an hour after that, and it kind of feels wrong. So luckily I had my knitting group as my support group, and I had my knitting nights that we'd go to every week, and it was really great, and it really opened up a whole community for me. And I got to go to my first Stitches West, and it just blew my mind. And I remember leaving Stitches West going, I want to find a way to make money being around people who love what they are doing. Like, it was just such a great vibe at Stitches West that I just thought, man, how great would it be to go to work every day and people are just like, yes, you have the thing I want in the thing and the color and the I love you and this is amazing and I'm going to go use this thing you made and it's awesome. It's the way. I love that stuff.
So I always forget to say this, but like our show, we bring on people that we think might inspire our viewers. And that's why I thought your story is really cool, because you made it. Like, you came up with an idea and you did it. You actually made a whole process out of it. This is really good. Yeah. So tell everyone what you do because they don't really know yet what Slip Stitch Studios is.
All right. Well, I make different types of, I kind of design, invent, and make, manufacture, hand make in California, bags, project bags, organizers, and different kinds of supplies for fiber artists, all different kinds of fiber artists, spinning, knitting, crochet. And then a lot of people in different fields, I'm actually starting to branch out. So I'm working with a lot of sewing stuff. So I've got fabric now. And then I'm also, I have occasionally made things for spinners and stuff like that. I used to have a really cool spindle bag that I don't have right now, but you know, other things are in the works.
That is, yeah. So, you know, the thing is, but business, I know that it starts to evolve and it expands. And so that's really, you know, that's awesome. So you're like, because when I first met you, actually, like how we met a long time ago. So like we've known each other for a long time.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
fabric.
Like it's been like 12 years, I think.
I know. And I used to sell fabric to Laura.
That's true. I think I met you. Okay, so here's the thing. What got me in my business, what the thing that like really like triggered me to want to be a business owner and in this business, whatever you want to even call it, was I was at Tall Mouse and I saw this fabric from Michael Miller that was called Knitmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
and it was all of the nightmares of knitting. And so it had like the kid who got his shorts too late and his grandma made him wear them and his like socks are like you know 3 inch of socks because you got it so late. And it's
They
like,
combine knitting with
you know what I
Freddy
mean?
Krueger.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the whole it's so like relatable. And then there's the dog with like the broken knitting in its mouth that you just almost like have like a feeling when you see it. You're like, oh God, I know people have been there and I like bless them.
The coordinate was a knitted skull with knitting needles through the back.
And scissors. Or the scissors one with the button eyes. And
Yeah.
that was the favorite one. We love that.
Like
With the
Wes
crafting
Craven.
pirate and the knitting pirate.
Horror
And
movies.
so when I first found this, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like the perfect fabric ever. And so I started to buy it up. And then Michael Miller stopped selling it. And so then one of the first things I did as a business was call like every weird, tiny little craft shop ever and ask if they had this fabric.
Yeah, my weird.
I got a list from Michael Miller to try to get it because I was just like, this is brilliant. It's fabric for knitters. And I was just like, and now I make my own fabric, so we'll come full circle.
Yeah, I think actually I have some of that fabric in my stash.
Yeah. I remember when I bought like the last of it, I remember specifically that you saved like a yard or two of it because you were like, why does she want this so much? I'm taking at least a yard.
I have a small stash of that, and I'm just like, it's mine.
There were like 3 different colorways of each one, you know, and then it was like trying to get, oh my gosh. I still have in gray and taupe, which are like the ugliest colors ever, but I still have a little bit of the gray, which is not so bad, you know. Kind of funny, but
I know.
that started my business, honestly, because that was like the draw on Etsy was that I was making knitting bags with like hilarious knitting fabric on it. So
Yeah.
it really was the trigger for my whole business after that. So
Yeah. So tell me that.
yeah, and then you had that show. You had like a Halloween show, right?
Yeah, I used to coordinate a lot of different crafting events. So I invited Laura. She came out and she was one of our vendors.
That was so fun. It was like a Day of the Dead show. I remember that. That was really a great show. And then also swing dance, right? We share the love of swing.
Yeah. So hey James, do you want to take a break from your knitting and or your crochet knitting?
I am what I've invented right now when I brought out the lightsaber, and I'm actually brought in using an arrow also. But I'm not going to reach over and grab the cactus sitting right over here because it's a cactus.
Good idea.
But I have actually combined knitting and crocheting. I am nicheting.
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 Niche.
No, nicheting. Not that Frenchy accent. I eat freedom fries, not French fries. Are we ready for Laura? I think, you know, judging from some of the posts we have, I think we're ready for a slideshow to show some of your work.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, let's
Cool.
just
All right, let's get that loaded up for us. Everybody can see.
guys. You're gonna like want to go and buy a whole bunch of stuff off our website as soon as we're off this show.
I'm still digging the whole Nightmare on Elm Street. Nichang. Okay, let's take a look. See. So here we have slide number 1. You want to tell us about it?
Well, we've got, I make stitch markers. So the top one on the, I don't know what side you're looking at left, the bright pink one. And that's just kind of showing, I make this like really great bracelet that you can kind of make as like a charm bracelet that's also functional because you can use it as stitch markers. So it's a functional jewelry. And then I also do necklaces where you can buy the necklace and then you can add your stitch markers to it because we sell a lot of really beautiful stitch markers. So it's kind of nice to have a dual function for them when they're a little more on the expensive side than just plastic, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like to display those. It's
Okay.
our art.
Very cool.
The one in the middle here is actually a pattern wallet that I designed, and it's something that I don't think there's even a duplicate on the market still, which is like a wallet that holds up your pattern. It's an eagle, and that's kind of, I've gotten a lot of recognition on like magazines and stuff for that, so it was kind of cool. It's one of my favorites.
Brain yarn brains.
Oh yeah. Well, I started making masks for you know, for everybody because it got really crazy there for a minute in March, and by the end of March, I think I was like, we had to think of something else because our business has like several families that we kind of feed having this business, so we had to think of something kind of quick to keep the ball rolling through all of this. So we started with masks, and this one has been a real hit because of the way that I designed the head harness because I can't stand the ear thing. So, so you can wear this one for a long time, and it's you know, washable and has a little pocket for filter and all that kind of fun stuff. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And you got yarn for brains. Like, what can you say?
So what's this picture? Wait, go back. What was that picture? Where were you at? Like, what show were you at for that one?
That one was actually at Yarn del Sol, the yarn shop that was in Lisa Viejo. It was a really great yarn shop, and unfortunately,
What's hanging there? Are those the masks?
No, those are my sock bags.
Oh, your sock bags. Okay, because I'm like looking at it really close. I'm like, what is that? Like, are those?
Yeah, they're like little wristlet pouches that you can put on your wrist, and then you can actually just knit and walk.
Oh, you can knit and walk. Hey, that's perfect.
I
So
can't even walk and chew bubble gum.
They got like marathons where you do that kind of thing.
really,
Walking and chewing bubble gum or knitting.
The knitting, but I'm sure that they
How about
do
the
bubble
shame?
gum too. You could just do that at any marathon. I think they'll let you bring bubble gum.
yeah. So like the
Okay.
marathon, you could be like knitting while you're like run walking.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's all kinds of fun little things. They have lots of relay stuff with knitting. Great.
Cool.
Quirky group of people.
So what are we looking at?
Kind of showing the detail. I really put a lot of effort into my work with a lot of detail.
Yeah.
I've designed every single item that's sewn in our catalog, and I did it all because of different little problems that I had with my own knitting. So these are all like solution bags. So they're reversible. They have tons of pockets. They're really good for like long-term wear because I'm a mom. So the whole thing was like having bags that I could have on my wrist to knit at the park or something like that, and I could just, you know, keep my knitting safe and also save my child from a, you know, slide of some kind of craziness. So,
It's the flat
that's
thing.
kind of where a lot of it came from.
That flat item. What is that?
That's my newest product. That's my needle case, and it holds needles or hooks, like double points or hooks, and it also holds interchangeables, which is where the needles and the cords come separately.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a great way to organize all that. And I put little details, like special little snaps on them whenever I can find good snaps.
Which bag would you recommend for a couple of deer antler sets for knitting?
I would say the tote.
Okay.
It stands up. It's like a box bag. It's very utilitarian. It has canvas around the inside, and you could probably carry water with it if you wanted to. So it's also a survival tool.
Okay.
Yeah, that would definitely work on James's kayak trips. He always goes on all these boat trips. So you
Well,
could
if I get into another business, it'll be survival gear.
You know what? Honestly, seriously, when I go to the kayak trips, I'm just real brief. I actually use these big IKEA bags to carry my gear because they break down enough.
Yeah,
in the boat.
we do that for our mail, for like when we're taking the mail down to the post office. We have the big IKEA bags, so you can just get all the bubble wrap together.
Wonderful. All right, so we ready for the next slide?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cute.
Yeah, so those are the needle cases and some more of the sock bag. These are the fabrics that came out today. I have shop updates every Wednesday and every Friday, and then sometimes we have some fun stuff that happens on Mondays, just to get started. So we're, doing stuff like that. I do a lot of my own fabrics. These ones are designs from other different fabric designers, but I also make a lot of my own fabrics. So we'll have pre-orders, like we just did a Hamilton fabric that I kind of designed with a bunch of quotes from Hamilton, just as a little fun fandom item.
Cool.
I still need to watch Hamilton.
I know I haven't watched it either. I thought I was gonna watch it when I was like chilling at home for 4 weeks, and I just didn't get a chance.
I think we both need to get caught up on pop culture here, Sophia, with Hamilton, you and I.
Yeah, but we'll start.
We're on TV
Laura,
now, so you can get it.
Laura, are we ready for the next slide? Let me get it up here. Oh, looks like we're on to one of your favorite topics here, your memes.
Yeah, on my Instagram, it's really taken off. It's been kind of a thing that I started a while ago, just to kind of make a visually enjoyable Instagram. I started to kind of checker them with black memes, like memes on black, so it's kind of like a succinct idea when you look at it. And it started out as mostly yarn. It's almost all of them are yarn related, and a lot of them are things that I've adapted from like mainstream memes that have nothing to do with knitting at all, and I just kind of made it about knitting. I'm sure this one was like about wine or something, or I saw something like this, like some kind of crazy amalgamation, and it just kind of inspired it. So a lot of them are like just inspirations or whatever that I find on the internet, because there's so much out there.
Earlier, we were actually a few weeks ago, we were doing a thing where I was imitating Morgan Freeman. Sylvia, should we do a round 2 on that one?
Yes. So me needs to be Laura, and James needs to be Morgan Freeman. Okay, do it. Go for it.
Somebody's got to read the me.
I am.
Laura.
I need to stop buying yarn.
But she did not stop buying yarn. In fact, she jumped into a car and sped to the lies and bought skeins and skeins of yarn, none of which she had a project for.
That's awesome.
Excellent. But for future reference, knitters love acronyms. We are like all about the acronyms.
I can
so
tell.
The Y is actually the LYS, which means your local yarn shop.
Oh, okay.
She got in her car and sped to a local yarn shop and bought skeins?
Skeins or skeins. People will argue with you.
Skeins and skeins of yarn, none of which she had a project for.
Bean and Ben.
Got it. All right. You ready for the next meme?
Yes.
Everybody, audience, Laura's memes are fun. These are cool. This one's great.
So this meme is very true, actually, because people will just ask you to knit them stuff, and it's like, you don't really know what you're asking when you ask someone to knit. So it's kind of like, all right, look, just to like be a knitter, you have to spend a lot of time to hone that craft. So it's $20 an hour minimum. You have to like pay yourself first. This is actually a business thing that you have to understand. Like when I first started my business, my prices were actually, I checked everybody's, and I made sure that I wasn't too high and I wasn't too low. I like was worth what I was worth, And even back then, I mean, my sewing has gotten so much better now. So it's worth way more now. You guys are getting a deal now. But anyway.
This so translates to what we do in our art medium.
Yeah. Totally. This is what this is. And that's the great thing is this is translatable to anybody's art medium. So then it goes $30 an hour if it requires black yarn, which I'm sure you have something in your field that you were like, okay, if you're going to ask me to do it that way, it's going to cost $10 more. Black yarn is a pain in the butt. You can't do it in the dark. You have to have great lighting, and a lot of times stuff doesn't even show up on it. So it's like, why am I even doing this? It has to be just like rib.
Gotcha.
So.
All right, let's go to the next meme. Oh, look at that. Evil.
I saw this one as like a drinking meme. It was kind of like, I quit drinking for good and now I drink for evil. And I was like, oh, this can be so much better.
Evil.
You like the purple, Stan?
I do. I really appreciate the purple. I really do.
Well, evil memes. I know that Laura, you have other varied interests that are really neat. We've talked about. Do you want to share? I think you've got a bit of a green thumb, right?
Yeah, well, I kind of forced it. Up until like about a year ago, a little over a year ago, I could not keep a plant alive. And something kind of clicked where I kind of wanted to try harder. and since then, it's just been like, just kind of clicked, you know? Like, I just thought, wow, like, it's kind of like just a part of me at that point. So now I have like plants. I probably have over 100 plants at this point.
You have over 100 plants. It's clicking with you.
Yeah. And my garden is just like growing so crazy big. I mean, what I do is I just go out there and I talk to it and I water it and I give it I found this like mycelium.
I'll be back in a minute.
That was weird.
My mushrooms? Okay, look. This mycelium, I'm really telling you this seriously. You can find this stuff, you put it in your water, and then it like helps the root growth in all of your plants. It's totally organic. You're using mushrooms to the benefit. I just learned about it. I'm pretty sick. But you probably have to like YouTube mycelium water treatment thing.
Okay. That might work with my plumeria.
Yes, you were telling me that you were,
Yeah, my plumerias are like my babies. I actually found 2.
I've seen you, Poison Ivy. I know who you are. I'm Batman. You're a villain. This worked earlier. Okay, we'll go with this. Hi, Poison Ivy. I'm here to bust you because I'm Batman. And I'm going to bust you because you're trying to take over Late Night Craft Talk and rule the world by like influencing our audience with your plant ways because you're a plant lady.
Yeah.
I know who you are now.
James, you should.
So bad.
I'm not James. I'm Batman.
James, you're picking on our guest.
Our guest is a supervillain named Poison Ivy.
I'm just Laura
And I'm
Lundy,
not James. I'm Batman.
Huntington Beach.
Yeah, so you guys, I have a secret to tell you. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Well, I already know that she's Poison Ivy, or Poison Ivy's pretending to be Laura.
I have a secret power. I'll be right back.
Well, while she's doing that, you're busted, Poison Ivy. Ha ha.
What are the odds that all three of us? No.
Because you're a plant, you're a villain. And Savea like ran away because she's freaking out. Because she does that sometimes.
There's nothing wrong with plants. There's nothing.
It does when you use them to take over the world. Who's this?
I'm Purple Vea.
Purple Vea?
I have powers. My powers, I actually make people, when they see purple, they think of me.
I'm sorry, but you seem like the shoveler from Mystery Men.
That meme is because of me. That purple, she did that unknowingly. She did that because of me.
Really?
What I do is I plant
Batman.
Easter eggs all over the world.
Are you like a super villain?
Easter egg, purple everywhere. So
You're
like
abstract, that's for sure.
Like this is sold in so many different markets.
That's blue.
People that are watching this show right now, they see purple, they're like, hey, Savea would like that because it's purple. See, you see what I'm saying? Look, it works.
Well, apparently it works on Poison Ivy, Laura.
I mentioned it works.
Batman.
People think of me. This is my power.
I'm not impervious to them. I'm sorry.
Well, are you? If you stop, apparently you stop poison ivy. Are you a superhero or a super villain? Because I don't know what you are.
I'm just trying to
I know everything.
be good with purple. That's all.
Okay, that made no sense. I think we need to like end this bit because it's kind of dragging here.
Yeah, because you've lost your power. Because it's all
Because I'm Batman.
it's all
My
like
power is Batman.
yeah.
All right,
Like, challenge you guys to a rap battle.
we should on another episode.
Another episode.
Purple Vea versus Batman, ultimate rap battles. You know who will win? Batman, because I'm Batman. That's all you need to know. Just Batman won. Okay. I'm going to go over and take you back to Arkham, Poison Ivy. Wait for Commissioner Gordon to knock on your door. What do you think?
You know what? Be gone.
Go
Be
back
gone.
to the B-grade movies.
Be gone. I'm making you purple. Look at you. Your face is turned purple. Purple, purple, purple.
I'm wearing a black hood. I'm Batman.
Purple. Purple.
I'm going to call you Purple Haze, not Purple Vea.
Purple.
I'm going to go over and bust Poison Ivy now. And
Okay.
just and Gotham because
Go away now.
Purple is like just a weirdo from Berkeley. I'm going now.
You said you were from Berkeley? What's wrong with Berkeley?
You know, sometimes my camera turned off. What the heck? Sometimes James is batting from left field. I'm sorry.
Did you see Batman? I just saw him leave. That was crazy. I went out to go get a Pepsi, and Batman was here, and then he left and says that you're busted.
He's mumbling when he left.
No, he just said something about Purple Bay is the biggest joke he's ever seen, and he's Batman. And he's from the Justice League.
James.
Yes.
Let's be serious, James.
Hey, look, Larry's back. Nope, it's Larry. Wait,
No, Larry again. Sorry.
quit switching cameras, Larry and Laura.
I'm not.
And that's a teeny stash you got, Larry. Mark's back. Mark's back. Mark, do we- Savea, bring back Mark.
I don't know where my goatee went.
I'm the only one that has to
Did you see
pretend.
that for a moment? It was
Yes.
guys' night. Are you happy? We did this for you.
Apparently, nobody took me seriously when I said I wanted an all guys turbocharged late night craft talk.
Oh, James, I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings?
No, you hurt Rambo Sprinkles.
Okay. I'm
This is
sorry,
Rainbow
Rainbow Sprinkles. I'm sorry, Rainbow Sprinkles. It's okay. Look, I
Rainbow
have
Sprinkles.
Rainbow for you.
You can't even get the name right. Bring Mark back. Mark's cool.
Mark is like not even here. He left already. He left his
Mark's
face.
so cool. He's like,
And he even has 50 cents on it. Look.
Savea, you made Mark leave.
It says
We're
50
supposed to get along as co-hosts. You made Mark leave, and we're supposed to be interviewing Laura, but at least Laura brought her cool friend Larry. Jeez.
I am cool. That's why
We're supposed to be professional here, folks. Larry's back.
cool mustache.
All right, Larry. Miss Mark, Larry. Laura, bring back Larry. Larry, do you niche, Larry?
Do I what?
Niche. Knitting and crocheting.
Of course. Oh,
I've been
yeah.
working on this project. I'm still working on it to beat Savea.
You know, I've been
I
working
always win.
this whole time. I've been working on this project. You know, I have been working so hard with this ribbon here and making it. You guys are just going to be like astounded by the project I made.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Larry and I are both going, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mark just left because he's like Savea's. I'm not related to Savea, even though I'm related.
You're going to be like, oh my gosh.
All I know is Laura's back now. We can't talk about Laura. And
So are we cool our projects that we've been working on? Or
let's go and show our projects. I'm at. Let me.
Well,
Thank you,
I'm
Brian,
still
right quick,
working on
with
this
my
blanket.
lightsaber.
I haven't gotten very far.
Oh, okay. I think you guys. So James, you want to show yours first?
I think I will. Because
Okay.
I know that when you do it, Mark's going to come back. I miss Mark. All right. Through all this, using a set of deer antlers, deer rawhide, and this rope I've been working on. Let me show my
I'm
project.
excited for this. This is going to be good.
Drum roll. Drum roll. Here we go. I made a taco flag.
Wow. Wow.
Taco flag.
How did you get all those colors? The yellows from that rope. I can see that.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
green came from the rawhide because it was green rawhide. It was green. It was a green kill. It's a herbivore. They eat plants.
And they're green.
Yeah. And I used some of the rope I sheared it with the lightsaber to bake it and make it into tacos, tortillas.
I could practically smell them. I don't know how you're going to up this.
All I know is I know what I'm having for dinner at the taco shop that never closes. It's open 24/7.
What is
That
that?
was during COVID-19. All right, Savannah, so what did you make the loop?
So using this spool of ribbon that's rainbow colored. So, naturally when I'm knitting this, it actually can do designs, right?
Yeah.
As I was knitting it, it just randomly happened to make this design, which you guys are going to be very surprised. Look at this.
Is that like a Navajo design you just did out of that?
I just did this whole native style design.
Style, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Whole native style design. I knitted this whole thing during this show. Look at how long that is. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. I'm not even on a loop. I'm gonna put it around my neck when I'm done. So look, there you go.
She owns a fabric store, everybody. She probably grabbed it off the wall. Mark probably went over and got it for her. Mark knitted that for you.
I mean, you have to admit this is pretty boss.
I'm beside myself. This is amazing.
Mhm. Because I didn't tell you what my plans were before the show started. So Laura is totally surprised because
Damn, this is the first time I felt this for real.
she thought I was gonna knit a paper towel, guys. And in the rehearsals, I was using lighters for knitting needles. Okay, lighters.
I thought that was ingenious as well. I mean.
Today, I believe you is about as far as I can throw you, and you're 100 miles away, so I can't reach you. I do believe Mark was so frustrated with your apparently fibbing because he just left out of disgust.
You know what? It is so dang hot in San Diego. I need to put on a hat and a scarf because I am so hot right now.
I'm like, this is a little warm too. I'm next to the dang beach.
I'm surprised you're not getting cold from my cold stare going, wait. Turn your head to the side.
Oh no.
You're pretending you're Mark.
No, these are girl glasses. These are purple glasses.
Yeah, but the side, you're Mark.
No, we're related.
Laura, is Larry there to confirm it for us?
No, Larry's in the bathroom.
Yeah, I saw Larry go to the bathroom. He's like,
is Larry the cool enough guy? Does he leave the toilet seat up or down?
Always down.
That is the best kind of guy, let me tell you.
Because I know that there's only two guys on this, Larry and myself, because apparently Mark is Savea.
No.
Let me tell you, 5 years of high school and half a semester of college, I know these things. Okay?
Okay. So Laura, who won?
I don't know.
Get Larry to decide. Get Larry to be the tiebreaker.
There's clearly art on your side, artistry, pure, just unbelievable skill.
And political
and
skills.
There's tacos. So James, thank you for playing. You are the winner. Yes. Your skill as a male knitter, you are definitely someone for us to all look up to.
Savea? Ha! Star Wars sucks. Okay.
You should have put a taco on it, Savannah.
I didn't want to copy him.
Traditional Navajo taco design, Savea.
I didn't want
If
to
you
copy
want to
him.
one up someone, you got to do the same thing, but like bigger.
A bigger taco. That's always a win-win.
Oh.
Bigger taco. What am I gonna do?
Laura, you're the awesomest guest we've ever had.
You say that to all your guests. I watch your shows. I know.
Yeah, but this time, I'm not lying like Savea is.
Wow.
Savea.
Mean he is to me. It's like all the time. He's really mean to me all the time. You know this?
Is this normal?
Yes.
So
Wait,
I'm changing the subject, James.
She's all, oh, he's so mean to me. He's so mean to me.
Now,
Here, you saw the rehearsal looks like. It's like, James.
we're gonna have question and answer situation soon. So make sure you put your questions
change
in
the
the comments
subject, man.
below
Subject.
so that we can make sure to ask Laura, our awesome guest, some really great questions. Here is your opportunity to pick her brain and be like, hey, tell me some really great ideas. Like, she has some really great ideas. I'm gonna try that. Okay, like she's like, I do shop updates. Like every week, I do a shop update and I tell people about my updates. And I'm like, I should do that. That's such a good idea.
Seriously, folks, take the opportunity to pick. Laura's got a heck of a mind.
I gotta have a
opportunity to
smoking
ask.
outfit.
All
Like,
the
if I'm
people
on
we bring
Instagram,
on, we're bringing these people on for you because we feel like they could inspire you to do something with your art, your business, whatnot. So anyway, okay.
Just remember to be honest to yourself and you, unlike Savea and Mark.
Seriously, James, just right for the jugular.
right for the jugular.
Right for the jugular,
I'm
James.
sorry that your efforts are as vague as your superhero power. Batman told me that.
No, you know what? Seriously, no. That whole thing about the purple, I'm not even kidding you. Purple's been my color for a really long time, and I'm not kidding you. So many people, because they know my favorite color is purple, they'll say to me, hey, Savea, I was over at blah, blah, blah. I was at Home Goods. I was at Ross, and they had this really cool purple chair. And I was like, wow, that chair, Savea would love that chair. And the thing is like, you can buy 5 different chairs. And if your favorite color is purple, you're going to pick the purple one, right? Naturally, right? And so that's what I tell people. And then so people come into my store and I'm like, and they're wearing purple, I'm like, hey, thank you for wearing purple today for me. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
I got in trouble because I told my grandmother that I liked frogs when I was 8. And then for the next 20 years,
Frogs.
Frogs. It was like a plague.
My mom one time told her sister or told a friend, I like pigs. This is just a funny joke. For the last 35 years for her birthday, everybody gets her something with a pig. And she's like, no, horses. Give me some with horses on it.
You got to be careful what you tell people. Actually, I have a friend in Encinitas, and they had in their guest bathroom a little rubber ducky as kind of like a joke in their bathroom. And the people that would come saw that and started buying them rubber duckies. And they had probably 50 or 100 of them. Every time someone comes, they always bring a rubber ducky. And that whole bathroom now is covered in rubber duckies. The entire bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, I can guarantee you somebody's going to be getting some presents at Christmas of something.
Well, James.
Actually, this was a Christmas present.
Because you talk about rainbow sprinkles all the time. All the time.
I haven't bought a rainbow sprinkle since show number 3.
Oh,
Look at that. Okay.
That's really cool.
It is.
Purple.
Not rainbow.
Oh, it looked purple. Okay.
We got a little business to take care of right quick because we're getting toward the end. All right, so we ready?
Yeah.
Let's bring up this week's contest.
Yes.
All right, everybody, let's bring up this week's contest.
This is a fun one, you guys.
We're going to throw a little bit of a curveball at y'all today.
Yeah.
So, Okay, there we go. The screen's finally straightened out. All right, take a photo of yourself watching Late Night Craft Talk with the show on in the background, and I will give you a photo a photo that Savannah took earlier this evening to kind of clarify that. Show in the background says basically the show in the background is like photo bombing. Then post that on Facebook or Instagram and tag hashtag Late Night Craft Talk.
You want to make sure you make your post public so we can see it.
Bingo. And then post tag Dancing Bear Indian Trader, Elk Crack Traders, and Slipped Stitch Studios. Do this and then post in the comments for this show, done, and you'll be entered to drawing for prizes for next week's show.
Yes, and next those prizes will include a special prize from Laura, Slipped Stitch Studios, as well as Dancing Bear Indian Trader, as well as Elk Crack Traders.
Bingo.
Just
So
like
deadline to enter is 11:59 p.m. this Sunday night. I know a lot of you probably aren't going to be able to take a picture of yourself right now, but
selfie right now in bed. You're like, ugh.
Yeah, do it tomorrow. Put it up on your monitor. Take your phone. Take a selfie. Have the picture look like this. This is Savea with the show in the background, taking that picture. She's looking at her like, smile for the big picture for the photo. But anyway, take a photo like that. You can do it on a replay over the weekend. Just have to have it up public, posted with those hashtags on those lists by 11:59 p.m. this Sunday night.
Yay.
Hoorah.
This is fun.
Yeah. And so we are now officially in overtime.
Oh, wait a second.
What?
Next week's guest.
Oh, let's get that up too.
Next week's guest. Oh my gosh.
All right, Savannah, do you want to do the description for this? Because I know this is.
I know it was kind of last minute. Okay, so
No, it's not last. I got it up. No, let me get it up so you can explain why we're having next week's guest. Okay.
Okay.
So let me get it up for you.
So next week's guest is Jilly Hopke. She is someone I met in another country, and it's the funniest story because it kind of goes along with my whole purple situation. Yeah. So what happened is while I was in Tokyo Disneyland wearing a Haunted Mansion dress that's purple with my purple hair standing in front of the Haunted Mansion in Tokyo Disneyland, I see a girl. She's wearing a purple Haunted Mansion dress that looks just like mine. And she had purple hair and she had purple and teal hair. And I said, oh my gosh, hey! And I started talking with her. We just were chatting we've known each other for forever. And so Dan was saying to me, he's like, hey, did you know her? I'm like, no, but she's like one of my really good friends now. She is a cake artist. She is a former cast member. I was a former cast member, and I love baking cakes. And her hair is purple, and we both have Haunted Mansion dresses, and we love Disney. In Tokyo Disneyland. So, this is the coolest. I'm sorry. I get really excited.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to be baking cakes next week.
Yes, we are. We're going to be baking because next week, my birthday weekend.
Savea's turning 21.
Yes, I am. 21.
You can believe that too, audience. Okay.
James just turned 17.
Actually, 29.99999.
Don't be silly. Nobody wants to be 7.
Okay. Reality is what you make of it. It's all subjective. Those
I
time.
still know what I know now. No.
But if it's time travel, I know then what I knew now.
Yeah.
Past me help future me because future me help past me in a telephone booth.
So you can
If you
Not Doctor Who. I'm referring to Ted, Bill, and Ted.
If you got a phone call from someone saying, hey, don't do that, you're like, who the heck is this? Click.
No, it's future me talking to past me.
I'm just saying, if I got that phone call, I would heed. I'd be like, what am I doing?
Gotcha.
Like South Park, like Eric Cartman wanted to have himself frozen so that he doesn't have to wait for 2 weeks to get the Wii console, and he has himself frozen, and he like literally becomes like Buck Rogers and like wakes up like 300 years later and doesn't care anymore. And the only way to get it is to get it as like an antique, and he doesn't have the money, and so he goes and gets a calling was it a time travel phone where he can like prank people in the past. He calls himself. He's like, "Hey, don't do it." He's like, "Whatever."
It's kind of a big deal too. You
Yeah.
Go get frozen.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just like a funny, like totally off-topic subject. Okay.
Vivian's
It's
watching the
11
show.
o'clock at night. Anything can happen.
Vivian's watching the show right now. All right. Anybody that has any questions for Laura or Larry or Mark, put in the comments or email us at latenightcrafttalk@gmail.com, and we'll relay your questions.
Yes.
Just remember to direct your questions toward Laura.
Okay, so Laura.
Larry's apparently still in the bathroom.
So your first question. What kind of social media advice can you give to any people who are working on their business?
That's a big one. Let's see. Can you narrow it down to a social media? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Okay, so how about Instagram? Like, can you give us like ideas on how to build your Instagram?
Yeah. Instagram is a fickle beast because they keep changing the algorithms. So my understanding right now is that if you can follow people that like the same things as your business, then you'll get, and if you comment and say things, and that'll get you some exposure. I think you can have 13 hashtags, I think, for each one, and you should use every single one, and you should try to make them as like wide range as possible. And something that I'm trying to remember, even though I keep forgetting, you should really switch them up like ever so often, like within like a month or two, switch them up and do some different ones, because you want to kind of see which ones hit and which ones don't. And you should have like 2 or 3 sets of hashtags, a hashtag for each type of picture that you like to post. So if you're posting funny stuff, you have a hashtag for funny stuff, and then anything else. So that's I definitely have different hashtags for my memes versus my business stuff. And then the biggest thing, I think, was like my goal for the last year and a half. 2 years. I went from 2,000 followers on Instagram, and right now I just went over 10,000. And and the way that I did that is by making a way, and everybody's got a different way, so you have to figure out what your way is, but a way to make your Instagram like artistic when you just look at it. You know what I mean? So you have to find some kind of pattern that works for you. And then like if you're really good at asking questions, that's a really good way to get engagement. So if you had like a question every other post or every 3 posts, but you had like a thing, another way to do it is to like have colors. Like for this week, you post only things that have a red hue, and next week a yellow hue, and kind of like go through the rainbow, so that as you're going through your Instagram, it's just kind of like visually enjoyable, and it makes people want to like pick out little things as you go.
The vision theme is interesting because that's like the second or third time I heard you say that. So like when people are going through, they actually will see, like, say, like you said, you're doing a rainbow. So like you could put all red and then orange and then yellow, and people will see it and they won't necessarily realize it at first.
Right. Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that.
And it gives you kind of like a focus, which helps. That's the hardest part about social media, is not having like a focus on where you're going. The number one thing that got me from the 2,000 or 2,500 that I had 2 years ago to the 10,000 now is utilizing my stories. The stories are really amazing because while people will follow like thousands of other people, right? So you getting seen in all of those thousands of other people is kind of crazy sometimes. So they have to be like actively in your field for them to actually get that algorithm to come in. So, but having a story, not everybody has stories yet. So you can still jump in there right now, and people will literally just go through and press it and just swipe, 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 and just watch each story because they're all people they follow.
Mhm.
So, you know, that allows you, and you can post up to 10 stories at a time, and whatever you want to do. You can do little videos, you can do funny things, you can do polls, and they'll respond to you, and then you can respond back in your DMs. And it's really cool because you can get feedback. I like to highlight people when they show pictures of them using my products. I love to like give them a shout out. I'll just click like add to story, you know, when I see that. And then I can say thank you publicly and kind of give them a chance to see it. And then other people get to see what's going on with my business. And, oh, wow, that looks really cool in that person's, the way that person's using it. I didn't think of it that way. You know, it kind of helps out. So that's a really great way to use that. And then throughout the coronavirus stuff, I've been posting like daily memes, like daily doses of like laughter. I try to keep them non-political. It's just like absurdities about living in 2020, because that takes the little steam right off the top there for me. And then just funny things I find that are even not even remotely related. It's just something like you're like, you know, it's just kind of like a 10 or 11 that go in there, and then it's just like funny. I'm not trying to advertise, I'm not trying to do anything. I just want to like dump all the memes that I found over the last couple of days. So I've been joking because it's like kind of like you go meme hunting in the daytime and you like collect all your memes and then you put them out and so forth. So it definitely has raised morale, and I get a lot of people that are very thankful for my memes, so I just keep going. I've been doing it for like 5 months now, and it's definitely helped a lot with my reach, and it also really helps me connect with the customers, so I really like that too.
There is something to be said about, as you scroll down, like say Facebook, it's going to be politics,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden, you know, you get one and your eye might catch a quick word that makes you stop or scroll back up and go, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said. That's one. I mean, a lot of people are kind of really going, it seems, to Instagram because it's a respite from Facebook.
Instagram. So this is the great thing about Instagram, Facebook, for everybody to understand as a consumer and as a business owner. Facebook, what you're going to see is an amalgamation of your friends and family, which is not technically what you want to see. When you go to Instagram, that algorithm just wants to show you what you want. Doesn't care who your friends are, doesn't care what your friends think, just cares what your clickbait is, you know, whatever you touch and look at on your phone. So the great thing about Instagram is people are looking at your stuff there. They want to look at your stuff. So it's a lot different than Facebook, where they're just getting jammed with information, you know, from every direction. So
yeah, it's more organic as compared to forced.
Yeah, very much. And it feels like that's how I want to be with my customers. It's kind of like casual and be like, here's some funny stuff. Yeah, I sell stuff. Thank you for supporting my small business. It also supports several families. So it's like really good way to vote with your money. But also here's some funny stuff, you know? So it's a nice give and take. I like it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, it's hard because like when people are starting their Instagram, they're starting their business, you know, getting themselves situated where they actually are start to be, you know, established. You know, they need these ideas from people that are like really know how to do it, and that's really cool. That's great information. Like, okay, I got to work on mine.
I really enjoy sharing information. It's been a very big passion of mine to help enable other people to take that step away from having to go to the 9-to-5 job or whatever and be able to live their own life. It's been amazing for me to have this with my kids and be able to be at home with them. It's been stressful at times because then it's gotten busy, and now it's not so much as a stay-at-home mom sews up this kitchen counter anymore. I've got a studio and I'm managing all this stuff. But at the same time, I still have so much more availability for my kids and for what I want to do in life than I would if I was working for someone else. So if I can empower anyone to do it, I'm there.
Yeah.
What I appreciate is, you know, a lot of times we talk about the methodology and people can look at like, you know, Facebook and watch the videos, says, oh, do this. It's like an instruction. You're kind of giving like an insight to methodology, which a lot of videos, like I said, they cover the nuts and basically say, post this much, look for that. But, you know, you're noticing patterns, and that's what you're bringing up that we don't hear in a lot of conversations.
Yeah.
Trying to develop an artist trying to develop their following on social media, and you're giving some very insightful information. Like I said, look for the pattern, which we've had a couple others say that. You've kind of given like a little more nuanced advice on this, which is really awesome. We're getting some very nice comments from the audience about this.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
So, question for you. So, James, do you want to just say any of them, or?
Sorry, what?
So, Laura, can you give us some advice on how have you been able to do like a work-life balance in regards to like your life and your personal life, and then working on your business, especially if your business is at home or if you're like, it's really close, like how do you, like, what's your way of managing that? So I'm giving you some good ones. This is
When I manage it, I'm like,
so it's really difficult to manage.
I like to say it's very much one day at a time. And it's like I got this planner at the beginning of the year. I have I have this let's do this mouse pad, and it says things like gotta do, oughta do, wanna do, never ever do or die. So see, I have sales tax. I have to do that like this week. Do it. Stop.
Yes.
So, and then I got this, which is a really cool. Of course, the front is off, but it's a really great, like, I think it's like bullet journaling or something. That's what they call it now. And so I've been trying to work on it. Unfortunately, I've been really crappy at it since March.
Everything that we planned is like out the window. I know.
I'm starting to get it back. I just ordered a calendar for my kitchen. One of those like dry erase calendars that you can stick on the wall. So I have that I'm going to have that in my kitchen, which is going to help me plan the family stuff. I literally just got a new home computer, which is kind of weird, but I have been literally only using my studio computer for about 8 years. I don't know why. I just totally didn't want to get a computer at my home. And it's funny because it like hit me this week, and it was immediately like, I'm buying a computer right the heck now. And then it was like, this is the best idea I've ever had. Why haven't I thought of this before? I can do this. I can wake up early. I don't have to drive to the office. I can just wake up and I can just wake up and work from home, you guys. Like, it came back around. Like, that was how it was like 5-10 years ago. And then I've been doing the studio thing. And now I'm like, oh my God, I could work from home for some of it.
Yeah.
So that's a big way that I'm doing it. With the kids home from school and not going to summer camp this year, it's definitely been challenging, and I'm actually really considering homeschooling at this point, just because the distance learning was practically homeschool with a lot less say. So I kind of felt like, if I'm going to be doing this and have to sit into all these Zooms and things, then I might as well be having some more say into the curriculum and everything. So
kind of like when we mentioned Zoom, you remember the days when Yahoo used to meet 20 years ago, or 25 years ago, Yahoo meant something different than it does now.
yeah.
And Zoom meant something different a year ago than it does now. Well, vernacular changes.
Yeah. Definitely.
And Google was, who knows what that was 25 years ago.
I remember the first time I ever heard it on the Gilmore Girls. Lorelai Gilmore goes, "Oh yeah, honey, just Google it." And I was like, they're never going to say that. That's never going to be a thing we say. Why would anybody say just Google it? That's the worst.
Well, that's totally life imitates art there.
How to rule the world.
You
I
could
was
do
like,
that.
oh my gosh, I'll never forget that. It's like one of those moments you never forget. Like watching the Gilmore Girls, and I'm like, no, that's not a thing. We're not saying that.
So have you ever thought of ways, like, so in your to-do list, do you think of ways to expand your business? Do you ever think of different things you want to do, like for the future, or like where you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, with all businesses, the longer you're doing it, the more you can diversify, the better chance you're going to have to keep your business, because you have to keep up with things. So creating crossways and different cross products and things, that's the way to go. So I wasn't actually joking. I am very interested in like survival gear and different types of like canvas totes and things like that. So I see that as a possibility on one branch. I also have a lot of other interests in way different fields, but with knitting and Slip Stitch Studios, I'm always looking for different types of designs. I have a new design that I just found that I'm kind of excited about, so hopefully that'll be out soon and it'll be enjoyed by others.
Yay! I know it's always like trying to like think of new things that you can do to build your business.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at these
Getting
questions.
other people, like getting co-ops with other people and doing collaborations and and having that is a huge way to boost your business. That's a definite like plus, because you can always, the rising tide rises all the boats in the bay sort of thing, you think about it that way, and it's, you can see the benefit right away. So I just did a great Advent box for the entire month of of October for Halloween.
Oh, that's cool.
It ended this week, but it was this really awesome box. We're probably going to do another one for Christmas. But basically, you have the option of 31 days of gifts that you get to open for like an Advent kind of like entertainment, because at this point it's kind of like a staycation because we're like staying at home. So it was kind of pricey. It was a little over $300, but it's kind of like, you're not going anywhere. You might as well do something. And here's a present every day. Jeez.
So how does that Advent thing work?
Well, basically we had three options. We had a 31-day, a 13-day, and then a little taste. But it's just like one package that has kind of a essence of the whole thing. But the way it works is we have little gifts that are in this giant game box, like priority mail game box. And we have them all stuffed in there and wrapped up individually with a number on them. And you open them in order. And then what's awesome is we're able to plan like little projects. So there's going to be like a knitting project. If you could pick knitting or crochet, actually. So there's going to be a knitting project or a crochet project. There's a project bag. There's this and that. And if you get the whole month, then there's like 2 projects. And then there's also little mini projects, like tiny little like things that you can do, little stitching things with sewing type of stuff. There'll be like fun little activities in there. So it's kind of like you're getting a craft box for the month of October, basically, which is maybe how I should be advertising it now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
but the best part about it is that we plan on, I plan on when I do it again, just getting as many indie artists as I can to get involved and get in the box, because I think this could be a really fun thing, especially if we're, not going to sporting events and doing a lot of things outside lately. It'd be nice to have some nice projects to do, I think, at home, especially as we get into the winter months.
That is actually a really cool idea.
It is.
But seriously, because like we're talking, so how do you get help? Like, so I know that, do you sew all of your stuff yourself? Do you get help from people?
No, I don't do it anymore. I started it all. I actually learned how to sew to start the business. And then I sewed for the first year, and then I got I found a mom on Craigslist who lived in San Diego, and she and I would like meet in Aliso Viejo, and I would give her all this fabric that I had cut, and then she would like take it and then go sew it, and then we'd meet each other a week later with like our kids in tow, like like in the parking lot of the Joann's, and like
doing a switch off.
Yeah, we were just totally so that's how we did it for a while. And then I found a sister team that had a tailor shop in Fountain Valley, and they sewed for me for a while.
Oh wow!
And then I got really big for a minute, and I got this really great manufacturing company in Santa Ana that was able to do it. It was like maybe like a group of like 10 people there, so they could finish a PO like super fast. So I was doing like 1 PO a month, production order a month, and they would sew it and cut it, actually, which was really awesome. But that business they didn't end up staying around. And so we fooled around with having sewers in the shop for a while. It's a journey, people, okay? It's never failure, it's a journey. It was almost failure like 20 times. But then it became a journey because I didn't quit, just as a little underlie there.
Because you actually
But
start,
yeah, and so
you started as a designer and now you're actually manufacturing enough where you need help. Because it's like doing the business and manufacturing at the same time. It's a lot of work. Like James knows this. He's putting together kits like crazy right now.
yeah.
And
And I
it's
do
the family affair.
my own photography, and so I do like I have Cindy in the office. Cindy's been with me for like 8 years. She's amazing. She does all the shipping, and she does customer service. And a lot of people, a lot of my customers really love her, and they know her by name, and they're have conversations. So it's great. She's just an amazing person. And then I have Olga, who sews all like 90% of my stuff. She sews it. She is a very amazing woman. She's more perfectionist than me, and we joke about it because she'll be like, I'm sorry, but, and then I'm just like, no, it's cool. You're teaching me. Like, I keep having to remind myself because it's like so nice to have someone that I'm like, that I'm like, yeah, it's cool. So she's amazing, and she does not, I mean, we rarely have a quality control issue. Like, it's like so random when they like some string is wrong or something. We're like, oh, we're like giving it to her, like, we're sorry. She's the one who sewed it. We're like, here you go, sorry.
one of my questions was, so how do you maintain your quality? That was actually going to be my next question.
Yeah, well, just we have our patterns, and Olga keeps it easy. Cindy does the quality control before she ships it out when she tags it, and then when I do the pictures, when I take the pictures for the listings and stuff, I'm always keeping an eye on how things are going. So I've got kind of an overview of that. And so that's kind of how we do. We just have a lot of people who are responsible and awesome and take responsibility, which I love.
That's the hardest part. Is I mean, I've had people where I've had times where I've had to bring in production, bring outside help, people that can do beadwork, whatnot, and you've got great art. They're great artists, but they're crappy business people, and they fall short when it comes to their own expectations of money. And they start working in it, and they think that they're worth more than they have, or they're mad that it's they can be good people, but they suck at business, the business of art and craft.
Yeah. Well,
and
actually, that's something.
And it's hard to find somebody that's not medium.
Yeah, it's actually really hard. In fact, that was something I didn't realize, because when I started this business, I didn't have any experience. I just kind of, I taught myself how to sew. I already knit, but I taught myself how to sew, and I started making the project bags, and I was good at the advertising, and it was weird because I didn't know it just happened. So it's kind of like one of those things where you're kind of like, I can do this art thing, but I also can manage the business side. So it's like, that's a very rare thing. The best case scenario, if you're an artist who does not want to have any taste to the business side, is to meet somebody that's good at business and make them your best friend ever. You know what I mean? Just like,
and listen to their advice and don't argue.
Yes. And just let that go. Let you do the art and they do the business, and be nice. But otherwise, I mean, if you're lucky, I mean, I say lucky, but at the same time, I work really hard. So it's like, I haven't been able to give away the photography, for instance, because every time I've gotten someone to do photography, they always do it wrong. And it's like, you have to do the same angle every single time for the photography. So it's such a, and then I figured it out. Like, I spent hundreds of dollars on people for their first try at my photography that sucked. And I just had to pay them because I don't want to fight with them. It's just like, yeah, it sucked, and you're not getting another job.
Those consistencies, people don't realize on that. Even like, a good artist can suck at advertising their own stuff because they don't understand camera angles. When I was talking about the videos I was doing earlier, just the craft videos, I have an arm with a tripod that owns the camera down a certain way above, and it stays there. And when through the whole video, if I got to take a break, come back, the camera's voice control, the remote, it stays in that angle because I don't need to shoot a craft video where, something's right here, and then all of a sudden it's like a different angle the rest of the video.
Yeah.
People will catch that. It's
I mean, and if you look at my website, you can see the pictures. Like, it looks so nice when they're all the same. They're all the same size. They all do the same thing. And I'll tell you my secret right there. For media manipulation and different kinds of artwork, PicMonkey. PicMonkey.com. Okay, I think it's Monkey. All right. It's,
Write it
it's
down.
free, but it's like $10 if you get the Supreme or whatever a month. And I am telling you that is so worth it to me. I don't even use Adobe. I use that. They've got a new product or a new thing that just removes the background of any image. So it's just like boop, and then it's like remove image or background, and now I have just this clip art image that I can put anywhere that doesn't, that can look professional really easily. So it's one of my favorites. They've got a whole mess of free clip art on there. They've got all kinds of fonts. You can do collages. You can do everything. That's how I do all of my artwork, and that's like 2 days of my week is setting up the Wednesday sale and the Friday sale and all of the little ads and the artwork and stuff for it.
I can see where PicMonkey does a lot of automation for you on that.
Oh, it's brilliant.
I just typed it into the web browser here.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that is like my big tip right there. Like that is one of those things I would not it's only $10 a month, I think, and I'm just like, yeah.
Well, if we're bringing up a competing company, I have to bring up and remind everybody, Late Night Craft Talk is brought to you by Quarantinos. It's a made-up company we always do almost every week.
And it's also, James, what channel is this? Oh, James, we forgot to tell everyone. Remember, we have some big news. Our show was picked up by a network.
Our show was picked up by a network.
It was picked up by a network.
We are going to be featured on, I can remember.
Quarantinos Channel 2020.
Quarantinos Channel 2020.
The 2020 channel.
Yes. But
Thank you for the reminder, because I suddenly remember, I was like, what was the number? Because it's not the Ocho. I kept on getting around about the Ocho.
Yes. So Laura, you're talking about the pictures. Like, I've been so particular about how our pictures have to be taken, especially for our bead hanks. So if you go on our website, all of our bead hanks are like at a 45-degree angle with a gray background, the same angle.
Same angle,
So
yeah.
It's like the same 9. I have a square grid, a gray square grid. Viscar's gray square grid, right? And it's like square, and all of them are at angle.
Nice.
There's something to be said when it comes to photography or even background for grid lines.
Like consistency, though.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Consistency is very important. That is a very good suggestion for someone who's building a website for the photos.
Yeah.
Very consistent. It looks nice. Videos, very consistent. It looks nice.
I'm still redoing photos that I did a whole bunch of in March and early April. Completely redoing my website, and I'm like, I'm used to working one format, but then I went with WordPress, and I'm like, working that, and then I looked it up, and I'm like, I have to do all those photos over.
Yeah.
I mean, reshoot them, resolution, and all that, because I'm used to doing one layout. I'm not having used to something do the grids for me. But because I had complete creative control, but damn, that took a long time doing the code. And whoops. I had to relearn that lesson, and I had to learn it in a big spanking way.
One thing I found that really has helped me a lot, I don't know if this will help you, but I take a lot of my kind of bigger pictures of my bigger things, like say the spool of ribbon. I'll take a picture of it with my iPhone. My cell phone takes really good pictures. Mm-hmm. And there's an app called iWatermark, and it's like $1.99 if you pay to have all their little watermark thing taken off. And it can batch process 100 pictures with a watermark, any watermark, an image watermark, text watermark. And I was like, I'm writing this down.
It's a legit program. It does well on that.
Watermark, but it's for iPhone, right?
Yes. And we'll do that, all of our pictures. Oh, and then so you always want to have watermarks in your pictures. Everyone should have watermarks on their pictures.
That's something I don't do, actually.
I have had so many photos because I've had an active website mostly for reference. Long story about it, but I've had a website for a damn long time. I have had so much of my stuff end up on other things, sites claimed.
Yeah.
I've had a few items end up on not so, some fairly unscrupulous companies. Some of my stuff end up on there as their own or a background, as a background image. And I'm like, and there's it's completely theft of intellectual property.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's no way to prove it.
Yeah. And
Well,
you know,
there is, but it'd make things a whole lot easier if there was a watermark on it. It would stop a whole lot more people.
Yeah.
so when on our older website, I saw this, I could see the traffic on certain images as being really high. And I saw this one image was just really high. I'm like, this is weird. So I tracked the link and it turned out someone was using our picture and they were using the picture that was hosted from us, like our hosted picture. So they copied the image link and they put that into their website.
Yeah.
So they were using our image, they were using our hosting to make their website for like, I found a few images.
Yeah, and it eats up your bandwidth.
Yeah. So then what I did was I put picture is not authorized to be used on their website on the actual image. And it showed up on their website.
Right there.
Nice.
That's the way to go. For
So,
sure.
yeah.
Something else to let people know when you're shooting the pictures that I haven't heard really mentioned with our previous guests. Your the ratio, the box, you can go 16, you can go 4:3, you can go 16:9, go 1:1. Create a square.
Yeah, always a square.
Always a
Because
square.
All platforms.
Well, that's where I screwed up.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't do the square. See, and that's the thing about PicMonkey. So this is
I
the
didn't
cool
have
thing
to
about
used to do that with my
PicMonkey.
websites.
Template, and then your template's just always there. So you just pop it down, and then you just pop your other pictures right on top of it. And if the backgrounds are too dark, you just click remove background now. I mean, this is like new in the last 3 months that PicMonkey started doing this. And I'm telling you, like my picture time has just like completely squashed down. So much happier because when I have a big listing, like today, I think I had like 4 or 5 fabrics that went on sale today for our Friday update. That took me like almost all day yesterday doing all the pictures. I was a little late this week, but you know, like that took me almost all day to like edit all the pictures and get them up to the website, get them ready for the sale. So
Yeah.
it's definitely nice to have a little speedy.
Well, it's most of my Sunday mornings, sometimes Monday mornings, up early.
Yeah.
And that's only like maybe 15 items of the website.
Yeah, because I know the photo editing takes a lot of time. Like I have my my camera, I have a macro lens. So if you have like close-ups, you want to make sure you use macro lenses because like we have little things here, like we have beads, and like the pictures that are macro lens versus non-macro lens is like it's like there's nothing comparing the two. Like one of them you can totally see the bead, and it's like a size 11 little tiny bead, and the other one's like blurry.
Yeah, I have an LG G8 Sync phone, and I do all of my images on my phone. And then what I do is I have a Dropbox, and so I'll just click share on my phone, and it'll pop into the Dropbox, and then I go sit on my computer, and then it's all right there, and I can just edit them like right there. So, and I just got like a really cool little $50, I think it was $50 at the time, like umbrella light set from Amazon, and then set up some whiteboards, and I have like a little table, and it's pretty cool when you look at it. Like it looks pretty makeshifty, but it works, and it's pretty simple to just like quickly pump out a bunch of pictures and go for it.
I kind of have that, but actually there's a large ficus tree in my front yard, and I'll go in the driveway and I'll have like I have a big cedar, from the trunk of a redwood tree, and I'll put that down, or I'll put other fabric, and I'll just use the ambient light from the shade of the tree in the morning, because it's not so much this time of year. I'll have to do it early in the morning when there's better light, but like it was 122 degrees today in my house. It's not happening a whole lot now.
Yeah.
But I use the ambient light from the tree and the sun.
Yeah.
So I get that even lighting, and maybe if I'm at distance, I'll use a flash. If I get up close, I hate processing the photo, because I want to make damn sure that it turns out correctly.
You want the right color context.
What's pictured. Yeah. But I can at least touch the brightness to get the clarity I like. That's all I need to touch. And I can do that batch from the phone. I did the same to you. It's like Dropbox, go do something for a couple minutes, get a drink of water, come back, it's already on the computer.
So for the first 7 years of my business, which I'm now at almost 12, I would say probably even the first 8 years, what I did was I got 2 of those foam boards from the Dollar Tree, the white ones, and then I got white duct tape, and I would just tape the crease so that they would open up like this, right? And you got your 2 white, And then I would just go outside. I loved a cloudy morning. A cloudy morning was like a godsend.
Overcast day's the best.
And I would just go outside and I would sit there and I would have my little setup outside. And I even have like a picture of me sitting outside next to my whiteboard because that was the only way. And I would have to stay at home and do these little pictures out in my backyard and then take everything to the office. And so that is, yeah, this is a recent thing. These are like the little things where you learn, like, okay, this is taking too much time, and oh my God, it rained for like a month, and it was really hard to take pictures. So it was like, so this was kind of the evolution.
The hardest thing, people to detail, especially with that, when you mentioned like overcast days, I love for that because that's the perfect time to take
Perfect.
kind of
Yeah.
inventory.
I was like, dang it, I live in sunny California. It's too sunny over here.
Yeah, really.
I need to capture some light.
But the hardest time if you try to do artificial lighting on that is shadows, and people
Yeah.
Yeah.
that can be your death knell of looking at the depth of an object.
Yeah.
Fabric. I mean, I've got to do arrow. I've got to take a picture of like arrows, dream catchers. Civic can very much identify close-up turquoise artwork, Intel shell work, a feather fan, and it's like I can't have one rig that works for everything.
Yep.
I've got to have like 10 rigs, 10 setups to work for like 5 different things.
Yeah.
Because even then they're going to be different.
Also, is it like, are you going to take like 100 pictures, or are you going to take like 15?
Yeah.
Setup of the two, it's a totally different setup. Like if I'm going to take like 300 pictures, I'm going to have my camera on a horizontal facing down, rig that's like, and then I'm going to have it plugged in. My camera, I have to get that connector piece. Have it where the battery goes in and it's plugged into the wall. And my phone is Wi-Fi'd to my camera. It's so cool. I'd be like, okay, I'm using my phone. Click.
USB batteries are wonderful for that. They're great. I'll have the same thing. I'll just, sometimes I can actually control the phone from the computer. I can Wi-Fi it over and do a remote with the Samsung I have, and just have that. There's the tripod. There's the arm from the tripod. Phone's over at a certain angle. If I got a certain amount of like dream catchers or carvings I got to do, it's just like, here's one. Here's the background. Click. Here's the next one. I'll do 3 to 5 pictures each item. And if I do HDR on one, I'll have to do HDR on the rest of them. Yeah. But even HDR is, it can be misleading in the color. For general, landscape shots, it's great. For stuff for jewelry, it's nah.
I was just with the white balance.
The next thing up.
The white balance.
Yes.
White balance, and then the autofocus. I take that off, and I just kind of mess around with those little equalizers until it looks right. Light blues are always a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's really hard.
I have a friend that told me the advice for like if you're shooting something with silver work is actually if you're in a studio situation, go red light, and then in post you can just turn the red light down, and then you get like silver without the flash or the reflection as much. I was pretty slick. I started doing that. I was like, that is slick, but I don't carry a lot of silver anymore.
Yeah, because it's always hard to take pictures of black beads on a gray background and white beads on a gray background because the exposure changes, because the white is bright and the black is dark.
Yeah.
So this is really an issue. Like people have no idea how hard it is to get those colors right.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's like taking a picture of a snowstorm.
Fix that too.
So.
PicMonkey has those little things you can fix that with. So I'm always able to you can adjust so many little things about the color and the contrast, all these different things. It's really cool.
That's very valuable advice. We do have a question.
Oh.
You want to survey or shall I?
That's a big question.
Yeah, it is.
Why don't you read it? That's pretty awesome.
Do I do it or you?
You go for it. I saw the before.
Okay. Do you find that you have to adapt and change your equipment as technology changes? Like one phone doesn't work with another, or to a printer, etc., or do you stick with the same equipment you have always used? That's a damn good question.
My equipment, yeah, it definitely just goes with whatever I'm using.
IT.
There you go.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, so my phone is cracked, and I just went to the T-Mobile place to go see, do I want to upgrade? And apparently there's no upgrade after the phone that I have right now, so I would have to like get a whole different phone and commit to a whole nother brain of understanding. And no, never. I can't now. I've already committed to Android. I'm here. I'm an Android person. You can't learn Mac almost at 40. What am I thinking? I can't do that.
I have a friend named Dennis Montelepre. The guy's in his mid 60s. He might as well be a teenager, a 15-year-old kid at the computer going, let me tell you about technology. He can type away without looking at the keyboard. I hate him. This guy will tell you more things.
Yeah.
Embarrass a gamer at 15. This guy has got a mind that doesn't stop. And so no excuses.
Yeah.
One thing I have to say about iPhones is I have an iPhone. I've had an iPhone for many years, and I've always used them with my PCs. I have iPads, and I've used them with my PCs. And people don't realize you can use them together. I've backed up my phones all the time, and I've had a very good experience with iPhones. So I'm like,
I was really about the BlackBerry having the full keyboard. And then those little slide phones, I was really into those because you had the full keyboard.
Like
it was like
Trio?
be like, now I hate it because now everything is digital and it's annoying to me. But my point is that basically technology doesn't last very long right now. Like I get a new printer because my printer breaks and it's more expensive to fix it than buy a new one. So this is life in 2020, which is lame. But so that's kind of how I have to do it is I have to just friggin' buy a new thing, figure the new thing out because the old thing is too expensive to fix.
yeah.
It still keeps a while.
Constant adaptation, constant.
Some things last a while. I mean, I went straight from a knuckle buster to Square.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
really
Square
skipped a
was
decade.
amazing. Oh my gosh, Square is like light years away from the
Yeah, but I was one of the early adopters when they were still in beta on that stuff.
Me too, actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I love it that they smashed they smashed the wall. They were game changers, and now everybody's talking them. And now
when it first introduced our craft group, they contacted us directly and they gave us like 300 readers to give away to people.
Wow.
I remember you used to give away readers just walking down the street. Guy giving away readers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
I had like 20 of them at one point because I was just
contacted our craft group and said, "Give these to your vendors," and we're like, "Okay, sure." When they were charging like I think you had to buy them for like $5, and if you opened an account, they were free.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, I know Square actually is really
to me, one of the best ways. I still like it as an alternative because I use PayPal and Square, and then I have a merchant on my website. But
That's even for business on the websites, the two main companies I use is the PayPal and the Square.
PayPal has made itself almost impossible to not use. So it's one of those things, and it's not only that, but they're like tentacles. I don't know if you guys notice this, but I do because I have a PayPal.
PayPal's still owned by eBay, isn't it?
And all of their other things.
Yeah.
They got me.
Well, I've been told by like friends, as we talk and they look at the website or they come across and they're like, I love it, but I won't buy from you unless I see a PayPal logo on there. You got a PayPal in your checkout.
Yeah. It's the middleman in between.
It is. They don't want to go. They don't want to take a chance on a website being, it can be all pretty, but when you get to the cart, you find out, oh, it's fake. They're just going to collect. They're going to collect credit card numbers and rip you off, and that's what it looks like. Because there's a lot of that out there.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they see PayPal, they figure, okay, it's legit. Like you said, their tentacles are out there, even socially.
But I remember when PayPal first started, I was very reluctant to use PayPal as a credit card processor because it was a little sketchy, I think, in the beginning. I mean, they have built on their rep, but it was very back in 2007, way back then, it was like.
It was still iffy. I remember that because eBay created it. It was created to support eBay.
Yeah.
And The interesting thing about PayPal, though, which I love at this point, because there's like customer service is, except for like small businesses, is like a total dream now. Like in corporations, you're just not going to get customer service. But with PayPal, I made some really poor decisions during Christmas. Facebook got me with some of the algorithms. And pro tip, you see something on Facebook, just go on Amazon and find it, or go on the internet and find it somewhere else, because the one on Facebook is probably a scam. So
Yes.
I got these really cool boots that came.
You got what? You got what?
Some boots.
Boots. You actually got them.
I got these boots. They were like $50 a piece. They were supposed to be like almost to your knee, like full on suede, zip up, had this really cool pocket, looked really nice. It looked like it almost had like a steel toe because of the way that the toe was shaped. Everything, it showed people walking around in the boots. There was like, I mean, the amount of buyer like confidence it was trying to build was like through the roof. Okay. So I purchased it, took like a month and a half to get to me because it came from China. And I'm telling you, these things were not even worthy of the word pleather. Like they were like a plastic, like a water bottle material. It's just like, I was like, what is this? And it had like that foam, like that thick foam that you would like make those foam stickers out of, was the sole. And it had no arch. It was just a thick piece of foam like this. And of course I got it in brown and black. And I was just like, I spent 70 for like 70 something because it was like buy one, get one or something. And I was like, okay, just send me a refund. This is not what I ordered. And they were like, no. So I just went to PayPal and they refunded me because it was under $100. And they didn't even make me return, because that was the big fight, was they wanted me to return the crappy things to China. Like it was going to cost like $30 to ship them to China. I was like, you guys, this isn't even worth this. Like, these are pennies. I don't even know. These are not shoes.
Yeah, that's always a big risk, like especially with Amazon. There's so many knockoff products on there. We have a question from Venus. Do you use Venmo?
I just downloaded it today.
I just started taking it last year. I think I've had like 3 instances where people have actually done Venmo, and I was reluctant to do it for business, but you got to go where the trend's at.
Yeah.
And I just started using Venmo. Just make sure that if you have a personal Venmo and a business, make sure you have a business separate from personal on this stuff.
Oh, okay.
Don't mix the money on personal account, people. It gets weird. Just saying that for the new artists. They're in the business.
Yeah, because like even like I've had a lot of people ask if we take Venmo. I've had people ask if we take Cash App. Like that's actually, Cash App is through Square. It's I don't know if you've heard about Cash App, but so my friend and I, we buy products together and we'll just send money that way. It's really great. But yeah, Venmo is a new one that I think has been enough where we're going to definitely consider it. Facebook money is kind of weird. I don't know about Facebook Pay yet. That kind of
Amazon Pay. That's something I take on my website now. People can just pay if they already have their information on Amazon. And it does, I get deposits from the Amazon Pay like pretty much every other day. So people use it a lot.
I go on Amazon. I hate them.
I'm actually on the same page with that, and I'm starting to try to figure out how to.
Trying.
It's just like this.
Amazon, and I won't touch it yet.
I actually tried to sell on Amazon. I sold one tote on Amazon, and it was my $100 because when I was trying it out, they approved me as a seller, and the back door. This is probably like 3 or 4 years ago, so I don't know what it's like now.
Introduced to the crafting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got me. So I was like, all right, well, I want to get my stuff out in front of more people. Amazon will do that for me. So I was like, okay, I'll put out one of my biggest items, which is a tote. It's like $115. Normally on the website we do free shipping, but they are making you do free shipping on Amazon because of Prime. So basically, you just took such a huge chunk out of it that I probably made like a couple dollars on this tote when it finally sold. And I just decided, because that was my little test run, and I was just like, this sounds like suck. Like, I don't want to give you guys all the money just to, you know. And then I heard that they probably just knock your stuff off and start selling it themselves soon anyway. So if it's popular, so forget that.
That exactly happened to an ultralight backpacking company. It was kind of a niche product, and they were trying to sell it, upsell them to REI, whatever the East Coast version of REI is. I forget what it's called, MSR or MSE or whatever it is, EMS. And they went ahead and looked at trying to sell through Amazon, and at first it was a dream deal because Amazon would purchase it. Then they went to Amazon, says, well, now we want you to ship it with our labels, and it has to be done now, and they're offering the free shipping. And eventually they became so damn dependent on Amazon that the company declared bankruptcy. And they were doing well initially, and then eventually, like I said, Amazon just says, well, we're going to make our version of your product, and they're going to push it ahead of your product.
Mm-hmm.
And which happened to a lot of companies. And they had a good product. I bought one. I was one of the early buyers of this niche for inflatable sleeping pads for ultralight backpacking.
Yep.
And the company, they did well for about a year, about 15 months. And then they ate it in the next 12, 14 months because Amazon just switched around the way they did it. And there's a lot of smaller businesses that died that way.
Yep.
It's almost like you cannot not shop at Walmart at some point. They're too big to not be able to use it as something. I mean, I'd love to be able to afford I love it when people will be able to afford their ideals and not use Amazon based on just the ethics they treat their workers and everything.
So this is kind of going back to so this is like a big, okay, so in Laura's meme where it was YLS?
LYS,
Yeah.
local yarn shop.
Our local yarn shop. So this is where I'm doing a big and I say, everyone, please remember to try to buy local, because us three people here are all small businesses, and a lot of people don't even realize this, but when they shop at the stores in your hometown, like in your town, we collect sales tax that ends up going to your community.
Mm-hmm.
When you buy things in your community, in your state, in your community, that tax money stays in your state, your city. So, and if you have, say, 1 million people in California that decide to spend $1 million, $2 million collectively as a group, so they spend $2, $1 million people spending $2 at local businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Exactly. We here are here to help you. So you talk to all these people, we help our customers more than say Amazon does, or Target does, or Walmart does, or Michael does, or Joann's does, right?
Yeah, you have a customer service problem, you're talking to a person. Who cares?
Yeah.
My business.
Yep.
You care.
Yep. So this is something that I don't know if people necessarily think about this all the time. It's I always try to find it locally first. I always try to find it locally just because.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll pay more, but guess what? You don't have to ship it. You can see it. That's.
Yeah.
Not to mention, even the smaller businesses will go that extra mile because they're so appreciative of their customers. If you have a damn good business owner, they're going to be appreciative of every penny. Doesn't matter if you spend 25 cents or $500.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be appreciative of it, and they're going to put together that little bit of effort if they truly enjoy being in business too.
Yeah.
And when I get paid, I make a point to employ other small businesses and other people local in the community. So we pass that forward, and you spending a bunch, for this box, right? That's a huge box of $340 for the whole month, right? Yeah. I mean, a huge portion of that is going into the product that is going to be in that box. And I'm buying that from local people and from small businesses to be able to, so it's they stimulate me, I stimulate them. It's the whole pay it forward. And that's how it should work. And that's why I always say vote with your money. Always vote with your money, because we're in a capitalist society. It's the only way we really can vote.
Yeah.
Consistently.
So one of the questions that came up on this question list. So for Venmo, have you had have you had pretty good experience with Venmo? Because a lot of people have been saying it's like a hot button, like Venmo me, right?
Yeah.
So has
Bad.
Venmo been pretty good? Because like I've never worked with it. How has it your experience been with Venmo?
I downloaded it this morning to pay one of the small vendors because she's not a real business and she just wanted me to Venmo her. And so I was like, all right, cool. I was like, I don't know how to do that. So I just downloaded it this morning and I was a little confused, but I figured it out.
I just totally had like a.
Yeah, who owns Venmo?
Who owns Venmo? PayPal owns Venmo.
Of course it does. PayPal owns everything, you guys. I am not joking about this. PayPal owns me. Like,
We've all got a little bit of PayPal because of business and with our shopping carts.
You know what though? Like I placed an order with his website. I was looking for this one clock. It was like this, mass produced clock that I had on the wall of my kitchen, and it broke. And I love that clock so much. And so I looked and looked, and I found this one website that had it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I ordered it. And like, I kind of forgot I ordered it. And then I was like, where's my clock? And I sent in an email, and I'm like, hey, where's my clock? And I didn't hear back from them. And I sent another email, hey, where's my clock? And then I still didn't hear from them. I'm like, you know what? I wonder if this place is actually not a legitimate business. And so I went and I filed a dispute for that payment because they made the payment through PayPal.
mm-hmm.
And I got a refund like that.
Yep.
They were actually waiting for me to file a dispute before even doing anything. And there are websites out there where they collect money, they don't send the product, and people forget.
Yeah. If you just spent like $30 on an impulse buy, what are the chances you're going to remember that in 3 months or a month, Yep. Especially if it was just an impulse buy, you were just like, oh yeah, I want one of those. Send me that, yeah.
A lot of times they make money off $5 to $10 to $15, not $500 to $1,000.
Yeah.
Small.
It's like, I'll just give up. It's okay. It probably got lost in the shipment or whatever. It got lost.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And guess what? There's people that make money that way. So be wary if you're shopping.
That's why I really make sure that whenever I'm off of Amazon or whatever, that I'm always making sure I use PayPal. It's just a safer way to purchase things as a customer.
Right.
Well,
A lot of times you can Google a company and find mentions of it on a bulletin board fairly quickly to see if it's legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
If there's something in there that seems too good to be true, because sometimes that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can see if the companies, there's a lot of complaints about it. Like I said, if they've been around a while, they've got good reviews, people will show it. You'll see the commentary, and even Reddit. You can find it's amazing when you find it on Reddit.
Yeah.
It's like no holds barred for subjects on there, and it comes about
The
everything.
boot place was really good.
Which one?
The boot place was really good at making it look like there were people. There were literal videos of women walking around in their bedroom with the boots on, looking in the mirror with their phone like this. Like, see, I got the boots. These are the boots. It's like, those are not the boots.
I know some of the for the outdoor industry, some of the most knocked off products you will find that are not legit on like Amazon, mainly Amazon, is like Choco, Birkenstock. There's a lot of handbags. Recently discovered Hermes handbags only because Savannah made me learn about those for one of the shows.
His last name is Hermes.
Yeah.
Greek god, not a handbag.
Go get some money.
But it's easy to tell like if something's legit, if it's not legit on Amazon. Just look at the punctuation in the English.
Yeah.
How bad is it?
Yeah.
Even the good reviews will have warnings.
Yeah.
So my assistant here found some information about Venmo that's important. It says Venmo includes 3 social feeds: a public feed, a friends feed, and a private feed. And by default, the transactions are shared publicly.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that today. I thought that was so weird.
That's one of the reasons I never wanted to adopt it early. Remember, I've done business with a handful of times now just because so many damn people are asking about it.
Yeah.
But I don't like that. I don't.
So that's probably a very good thing.
Let me just show you, because you guys don't know anybody, but this is crazy. Like, look, like if you can see No, probably not. It's crazy. One of the things that I noticed when I was, can you see that?
Don't show your screen.
No,
Don't show your screen.
Okay.
Tell
So
us.
anyway, so you can see like there's people, it doesn't say all their information, but it says like this was for Italian roast and this is for like it shows you the note that the person sends to somebody. I'm like, this is kind of private. I
Yep.
did notice that and I did click it to private when I sent the money this morning, but I was like, what the heck is that about? Why would I want people to know what I'm spending my Venmo money on? That's so weird.
Yeah, I think that that's probably a really important thing to do is to make sure your privacy settings are.
You have to set it every single time. Before you click send, you have to be like private.
Just reading the Venmo on my phone, I can see where one person paid another business to do her nails today. Another person bought another person lunch. Another person went out shopping at downtown Disney that I know. Another guy apparently made a loan to another person, and I'm leaving out names, but I'm seriously what I'm reading here, and that's on Venmo.
Wow, that's crazy.
Sometimes
I'm glad you brought that up because I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it's like, do I really want to know that this person loaned somebody else money,
Yeah.
especially I'm the loaner or the loanee, especially?
So
That's the only
weird.
part of the bar about Venmo that I'm like, we're of the generation we're still like, have a modicum of like know what privacy is and what it should be.
Yeah.
Now where everything's an open book and our lives are a reality show.
Remember
We're not the
when
Truman
papers
Show.
came out and we were like, do you really want someone to be able to get in touch with you at any time? That's so weird. Like, I don't know if I want a beeper because someone might be able to beep me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like we're wearing watches on our wrist that like tell us everything.
Yeah,
Like
it's
they
crazy.
tell us
Talk.
everything.
It's
Tell us
hot.
everything.
Is it hot where you guys are?
It is so hot here in California right now. Like for those of you who don't know, it's really summer right now,
We
especially
are in a bad heat wave right now.
it is really hot. Like I think this morning at I think at 10:30 it was 97 degrees and that's hot where we are. That's really hot. Usually by 10 it's like maybe like in the mid 70s, maybe high 70s maybe, but like at 10:30 to be 97 is really hot.
Yeah. I
What's
can't
it
believe it.
today and where you are?
It is crazy hot. It's normally like nice and windy because I'm right by the bay, so it's like I have God's air conditioning, just kind of gently
Well, you're
blowing.
by
But
the
not right
ocean, so at least you have a little bit of air.
now. Not right now.
We're inland. Well, we're inland, so we're like up high, and then James is even more inland. He's practically in the desert.
This is sea level right here at my house. This right here is sea level.
What's the
Right,
temperature?
right where my hand is at
Yeah.
is sea level.
Yeah.
So below sea level.
You're below sea level?
James?
Do I say what the temperature was here today?
No, you didn't. Not during this feed. Not during this show.
I won't say during the show what the temperature is where I live.
Why?
Okay, I'll say it.
You said it was 122 degrees
It was
today.
122 degrees today, and currently right now at 11:59 p.m. it is 102 degrees outside. Welcome to hell.
It's like James lives on the surface of Venus.
Well, we're only 3 feet from the surface of the sun. Usually my joke is today I saw the devil on an air-conditioned tour bus leaving the Coachella Valley, and he was going, "You guys are nuts.
I
You're too
like
extreme for me."
I like that. It's so hot. Two hobbits just threw a ring in my backyard.
Yeah. It's just too hot right now. I'm like so glad I'm not in Phoenix right now because Phoenix is way hotter than Indio.
We've been through this, Sabea. We've
Wait.
learned how truthful you are, especially on this show, Mark.
Phoenix. Let's see. What was Phoenix's temperature today? I'm looking at
Comparable to Indio, usually they're about even. It's going to be a little bit of this. It depends on the humidity too. They may be getting a lot more humidity than Indio, especially this time of year. They were a lot wetter. We were dry while a lot of Arizona was wet. In
Okay.
July, last half of July.
So right now Phoenix is like, would you say 102 right now? You said it's 102?
102, 103 range.
Okay, so Phoenix is 99 right now. So
Indio's
really
hotter.
time. But I don't know.
I bet we're two different wets. It's a different desert there too. All right. We're
Yeah.
We're at midnight. We're at 2
I know,
hours.
we like read
Longer shows in a while.
hours. This has like been a really long episode, and we still have 9 people watching us.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome, 9 awesome people. We've already got a few people say done and entered the contest. Remember? Everybody else-
Really? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to look, because you know what we can do? Okay, so everyone, if you guys, if you put into your search bar on Facebook, if you put hashtag late night craft talk, you can actually see everyone's photos.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you can do it on that, and you can also do it on Instagram.
I will have to do that.
So I'm like, our 3 people.
Privacy.
Look that up when we're done. It's we're getting to that point when you start thinking about wrapping up here.
Yeah, so this was a great show, Laura.
Very fun, very cool.
We touched on a lot of really great ideas and topics and things to inspire and to help people with their businesses. And we did also, Venus said that we had rain, thunder, and lightning, and it was 102 today. Hi, Laura. So it's Venus that's saying hi.
Venus is my oldest friend from since I was 5 years old.
Oh, really?
Yes. I love
Well,
her.
howdy, Venus. Welcome to the show and seeing Laura.
Yay, Venus. Thank you for joining us. So it's the end of the show. What does that mean, James?
That means it's time to play the closing credits. Remember, we have a little surprise at the end of the closing credits, mostly for Sabine because she hasn't seen it. Because she's insisting, where's Baby Yoda? So with that, everybody, been awesome.
Okay, let's dance.
Let's dance. Let's dance. Let's get that dance going. And here we go. And the Baby Yoda beat.
Aw, ain't he cute?
We done with the feed?